African American, Mexican, they always made for the biggest fights in history.
Terence Crawford should fight David Benavidez if they both lobbying so hard to fight Canelo Alvarez.
A lot of these good fighters fight each other, and a lot of these great fighters, they fight each other. It's too.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have stepped away from official competition years ago, but he still stays involved in boxing, whether through exhibition bouts or through the sharp comments he continues to make about the sport.
I'm behind the scenes. So sometimes a fighter can retweet something, just to get the people out of their seats or get the people going. And Terence Crawford, hell of a fighter.
He has now taken his boldest step, yet one that could reshape a legacy, as Floyd Mayweather Jr. spoke openly and directly about why Terence Crawford, the fighter many rank number 1 pound for pound, should accept the challenge that most people see as impossible.
I'm going to ask you, if I say these fighter names to you, what is the first word that comes to mind?
Okay.
So the first one is Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Great fighter.
David Benavidez.
Good fighter.
The last one is Terence Crawford.
Good fighter.
The newly crowned pound for pound undefeated 5-division world champion, 3-division undisputed world champion, superstar boxer, who is the first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, Terence Bud Crawford. Floyd Mayweather said in an interview with Fight Hype, Floyd Mayweather made a statement that Terence Bud Crawford should face off against the Mexican Ecuadorian monster, David Benavidez, the 2-time WBC super middleweight and reigning WBC light heavyweight.
It started during a candid interview when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was asked about what should come next for Terence Crawford, and coming from someone who retired undefeated and helped stage some of the biggest events the sport has seen, his words carried weight. This was not casual chatter, as he first spoke with quiet respect, while acknowledging what Crawford has already accomplished.
Wait. I think when he was like, I'm really super skillful fighter, very talented fighter.
He showed respect first before presenting the real challenge, explaining that chasing Canelo Alvarez for money was not the answer. Then Floyd Mayweather Jr. cut through the debate with a blunt and surprisingly simple suggestion pointing to David Benavidez, the feared Mexican powerhouse, and saying that if both fighters truly wanted Canelo, they should stop pursuing him and fight each other instead. His message was direct and completely unfiltered.
And let's talk about that, a while back. And I thought about this, if he wanted to go to 168 and he want to fight Canelo bad, and Benavidez want to fight Canelo bad, if they can't get Canelo, they can fight each other. Benavidez and Crawford.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wow, for real?
I'm saying that both of you guys are chasing one fighter. If y'all feel like y'all chasing him and y'all can't get that fighter, then y'all should say, fuck it, we'll fight each other. I don't know. I just threw that out there because you told me about Benavidez trying to fight Canelo, and I know that, Terence Bud Crawford has been trying to fight Canelo. They both been trying to get that fight done. And it seems like both have been trying to get it done extremely bad. Now, if you can't get it done, then make you guys fight.
And just like that, a possibility most fans had never even imagined was suddenly placed on the table.
Stop chasing Canelo, bruh. You feel me? The man don't look like he want to fight you. You feel me?
Right.
And this kid, the business of the game, bruh. Sometimes it just, let me ask right.
But this is not just another matchup. It is a clash between fighters from completely different weight divisions.
And David Benavidez, those are some fighters that...
It's not really praising fighters. It's giving guys their props. Saying, this guy can fight.
To understand how extreme Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s proposal sounds, you have to look at the weight difference. Terence Crawford is a highly skilled technician who started his career at 135 pounds and eventually climbed all the way to 168, where he recently captured the division by beating Canelo Alvarez.
I have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. And they don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever?
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No. Oh.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis. Okay, that's a no.
Still, David Benavidez is naturally built for the super middleweight division. He is a heavy hitter who walks around far above 180 pounds and trims down just to hit 168, and some observers even expect him to move up to 175 in the future. This is not just a gap on the scale, it is a major physical contrast, since their body types are built very differently. It is essentially a divide between divisions, a showdown that would place a master technician against a towering powerhouse and raise the classic boxing debate of whether elite precision can overcome raw force and size.
Turkey, he did a great job.
He was involved in Riyadh season, and they own Ring Magazine now. So the reason why that's significant is the Ring Magazine belt is one of the only belts that kind of there's a bunch of different organizations that are sanctioning bodies. There's the WBO, the WBC, the IBF. There's all these different, it's very fractured, right? But Ring Magazine has always been like Roy Jones Jr. was the Ring Magazine middleweight champ of the world, the Ring Magazine super middleweight champ of the world. Like that's the gold standard is Ring Magazine.
So there would be one belt.
They can do that and then overpower everything else with money and then really put the...
Would you ever entertain a fight with the Mexican monster, David Benavidez? What you want, Canelo? What you want, Canelo?
You gotta understand, like...
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't,
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. You know what I mean? His brother was big. I fought him. But, you know what I mean? Benavidez is a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude. Like, you know what I mean?
He's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
A retired icon's viewpoint is one thing, but real fights in modern boxing are not decided in training rooms. They're arranged by powerful deal makers with massive budgets. And just as fans were starting to treat Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s idea like an unrealistic fantasy, the situation suddenly shifted in a major way.
This is the gloves of the champ. He gave it to me, and this is important gift from him. It's mean a lot to me. We do it. I like the logo.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful logo. The champ has a lot of surprise for his city and for the future. He wants to rest now for 1 or 2 months. Then we will tell you the surprise.
Sure.
Thank you.
But if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
Then the conversation took a dramatic turn when Turkey Alashik, widely seen as one of the most influential power brokers in the sport, entered the picture. Online chatter across social platforms and boxing communities ignited after one of his mysterious posts hinted that he was not just observing the idea, but possibly weighing it. In an instant, what once sounded impossible gained traction because support from someone with the resources to make any matchup happen changes everything. With that possibility on the table, the concept stopped feeling like talk and started feeling real. And the boxing world did not just react, it exploded with debate.
At 168, when we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
No, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
But not now. That 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no. When you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, you know, say, all right, you know, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. You know, me personally, I believe in my skills and my abilities. I could be anybody.
This is what he talking about. Because he like, man, he's not a big dude. And he just kept saying he's not a big dude and you can beat him. And then when I looked into it, I'm like, damn, Bill, right. You know what I mean? So then it was just like, okay.
The boxing community instantly split into two fear sides. Some analysts like Kofi Genta argued strongly against it, saying it would be unfair and that matching a smaller fighter like Terence Crawford with a powerhouse such as David Benavidez would cross the line and show dangerous disregard for a fighter's safety.
Too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do.
The response from the other side was just as intense. Commentators like Lonnie bespoke bluntly predicting total destruction and insisting that David Benavidez would overpower Terence Crawford because size and strength are reality's skill alone cannot erase. The debate spread everywhere from social media to barbershops to training gyms, with fans arguing whether this would be an all-time great challenge or a guaranteed disaster.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on when Canelo made that comment. Just what's your thoughts?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, he's speaking how he feels. He knows what he's doing. He's been in huge fights. He's made an enormous amount of money, several hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. He's had a fantastic career thus far. He's fought everybody that he possibly could. And David Benavidez is just another challenge out there potentially for him. I'm excited as a fan. I would love to see the fight. But at the end of the day, Canelo's calling the shots.
With opinions pouring in, the attention finally shifted to the two fighters at the heart of it all and what they thought. David Benavidez, who had been chasing a career-defining matchup for years, did not hesitate, making it clear he was open to the challenge and confident his power would be enough to win no matter what. But reports suggested Terence Crawford's team viewed it very differently, with claims that his trainer immediately dismissed the idea, stating that the extreme size gap would be a dangerous and unnecessary risk.
Benavidez,
yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
So
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No, man. No, they ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym.
Terence Crawford sits on top of the sport right now, and he has safer and more traditional pads available, like bouts with Tim Tszyu or Keith Thurman, which are still elite matchups, but come with far less danger than the extreme challenge being discussed.
Or whoever to, you know what I mean, make a quick buck or make a quick little penny, but I'm looking at the bigger picture. You know, this is a legacy fight. This is a generational fight, you know, that will be talked about for years.
Yeah. You know, obviously, if Terence doesn't want to do that, or there's guys like, you know, I know Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman are fighting here soon, and I guess he could possibly fight the winner of that. Or do you think, you know, I know there's still that guy, Jaron Boots Ennis, floating around. It's that younger name floating around at welterweight. I know, you know.
I think they'll be a hell of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Boots Ennis. Just like we always say, somebody got to give you a chance. Somebody got to give you an opportunity and a chance. So somebody got to give Boots the opportunity and a chance, whether it's Terence or somebody else. It seems like, you know, it's been difficult for Crawford to get the Spence fight done. It's been difficult for him to get the Canelo fight done. So his other option is probably
On the other hand, the threat is not limited to David Benavidez, because Jaron Ennis, another unbeaten force, is waiting in his own division, and many observers believe that matchup could be just as risky.
Great, Bud always been like that. But I would question solid. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight 160.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, split Islam. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
he's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Ooh!
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
This new situation strengthens the stance of analysts like Greg Hackett, who argue it is unnecessary for Terence Crawford to face David Benavidez at all, since in their view, he has already reached the summit. So they question why a ruler would willingly step into danger when safer logical options exist. Yet Crawford has long been familiar with boxing's high-risk political battles, because that is the same struggle he endured just to reach this position. For years, he was locked in a tense public conflict with promoter Bob Arum, believing Top Rank could not secure the major fights he needed to define his legacy, especially a long chase showdown with Errol Spence Jr. The fallout turned ugly, with claims exchanged that big fights were not being delivered, and that he was not a major draw, forcing him to push for independence and take control of his own path. That history adds irony to where he stands now, because after breaking free to chase greatness his own way and finally reaching the top, he is being urged to take an even bigger gamble. To fully understand why this debate exists, you also have to look at Canelo Alvarez, who for years represented boxing's biggest star power until September 2025, when Crawford decisively beat him, and later said he did not just win the belts, he also took his throne.
See this after. Is it true that you walked up to him and you gave him the belts back?
Yeah, for sure.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why'd you do that?
They his belts. You know, I want to be the one to, give them back to him.
But you mean they're your belts? You took it. You won.
They're my belts, but my belts is gonna come personalized. Like his belts is personalized. Them his. I took his titles. The belts is, going home with him. The titles is coming home with me. I'm gonna get my new belts, and those belts is going home with him. And I just felt like it was only right that, I'll be the one to present them back to him.
I promise you.
When you in his situation,
right?
The belts don't matter. That was like Floyd Mayweather. Who gonna tell Floyd Mayweather a belt matter? They make belts for you at that point.
Right.
The belts don't matter. Once you get to a certain peak in your career, you outgrow the belts because you got to pay for the belts anyway. Absolutely. Like I'm gonna give you these belts. They gonna come and watch me regardless. So now it comes to a point where we negotiate the percentage of the belts because we gotta pay for the belts. How can I be champion of the world and I gotta pay you?